Hello everyone, so it's time for another creepy scary video, and for today's video I'm going to be talking about my most recent paranormal experiences. Now this stuff hasn't happened all at once, it's all kind of been over a period of time and I just haven't really forgotten about it. It's just been in my mind all of this time and I thought that it would be a good subject to talk about on camera. Plus I love sharing my paranormal experiences with you guys. Mostly every single one that I've had, I have mentioned. Now I have stuff happen to me on a daily basis. I have stuff that I see, like I feel like I'm very spiritually gifted. I've heard that, and I'm not trying to make it sound funny like I'm psychic or whatever, but I've heard that I'm spiritually gifted, and I believe that I am because I can see certain things that other people cannot most of the time. So I do have stuff that happens to me on a daily basis, but this is like the most extreme stuff that's happened to me. And it's not like a lot of stuff either, it's just a few things, but I still thought that it was interesting enough to be put onto videos. I want to say first of all that I wouldn't lie about anything that I'm about to tell you guys. Like whenever I say that I've experienced something that was paranormal, I never make it up. Like I'm not lying, I'm telling you the honest truth. Like I am a true believer in all of this stuff, and I wouldn't make up something that I believe in, you know what I'm saying? So believe what you want, but I would never make up any of this. So anyways, I've talked about this before in a few of my videos, but I see two spirits all the time. And it's kind of like in cartoons how you have like the devil and the angel on your shoulders and they're like in your ears telling you what to do. I mean, they're not speaking to me, they're not talking to me.
But it's kind of like I have two spirits.
I have two spirits following me around all of the time. And I have one person standing in white, who I believe is like God or a guardian angel or something like that. And then I also have a dark figure, which is very negative. I can tell that it's a very negative entity. And it's usually always dark whenever I see it. It's like a dark mass, and all I see is like these big sharp razor teeth in like a smile. And I don't see that one constantly, thankfully, but I do see it, and I feel like it's kind of like they're fighting for my spirit, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't know if I'm making any sense when I'm talking about this, but I feel like they're kind of fighting for my spirit, and the reason why I'm telling you guys that, you guys will understand whenever I get further on into the story, because I believe that some of the things that I've seen or that I witnessed have to do with that. This first paranormal experience, I was having a really hard time falling asleep of the night. Like I was really struggling with my sleep for about like a week or two, maybe 3. I don't know if I was just really stressed out or if I just had a lot going on, but this was not too long ago actually. I think that this was actually it started in November and then it went on through December. And I think it went past my birthday and then it kind of stopped after that. I have been getting a lot better sleep since then, but I do struggle every now and then, so it could just be like something stress related. But this night in particular, I was having a really hard time going to sleep. And I was probably rolling around and tossing and turning in my bed up until after 5 o'clock in the morning. So it was a long time. I was up all night long. And I was sitting there for some reason. You know how your mind just wanders whenever you're trying to fall asleep of the night, or whenever you lay down to fall asleep of the night, your mind just kind of wanders off into different things and you start to overthink everything. That's kind of what I was doing. And I don't know what made me think of it, but I was sitting there thinking about the time, and I've mentioned this in a video as well, but I was sitting there thinking about the time that I seen the Grim Reaper standing next to my bed. And I don't know why, I was just sitting there thinking about it for a long time. And then I turned my head around, I rolled around in my bed, and I think I opened my eyes for like 1 second. And I seen like a flash of a face right in front of me. After I got a really good look at it, I closed my eyes and it wasn't there. But it was just like a very faint flash of a face sitting right in front of me. It was like it was laying down right beside me. And the face was like right up against mine. It wasn't like right up against mine, but you know what I'm saying. It was kind of like close enough to my face to where I could tell that they were laying down right beside me. Nothing extreme happened. I didn't feel weird. It was just very freaky to me because I wasn't expecting to see that, and it kind of caught me off guard. But yeah, I mean, nothing really came of it, but I feel like it was probably just like my guardian angel watching over me, protecting me, whatever. whoever that spirit is, because I don't really know for sure. That's just what I'm assuming it is, because the person standing in white, like, I just feel like they're more of like a protective spirit. White I've always considered to be like something of a good spirit. And then the next thing that I seen was also whenever I was having a hard time sleeping. And once again, I was tossing and turning in my bed up until after 5 o'clock in the morning. So it was really, really late. And I'm pretty sure that I was the only person who was awake in my house. And before you guys ask, here too, like they were here and they were sleeping at the time. But my door is always closed. My door is always locked from the inside, so there's no way of them getting in here, and there's no one else that could be here. There's no one else that it could be. So I don't know what happened, but I had my eyes closed, and it was kind of like the third eye thing. And if you guys don't know what a third eye is, you should definitely like Google it and look it up. It's kind of like your spiritual eye. And it's like right here in the center of your forehead. I don't know too much about it myself, like I still need to do some research, but my dad was telling me about it. And basically, like I could see my room, like the inside of my room, even though I had my eyes closed. And I had my pillow like on my head, because I have to sleep with my pillow on my head. I'm very strange like that, like that's the only way that I can sleep. So I had my pillow on my head, and I had my covers like right up against my face. And I had my eyes closed, but I could still see in my room, even though I had my eyes closed. And it was like a very faint glimpse, once again, but I seen a face standing right beside my bed. I didn't see anything else, but I just seen the face. And they had all dark eyes, all black eyes. Everything about their eyes was black. It was kind of like the Black-Eyed Kids. Like, if I had to describe it, it was kind of like the Black-Eyed Kids. Like, they had pitch black eyes. And it was kind of like the same thing, like their teeth were very razor sharp, and it was like a big smile, a big grin that went all the way up to their eyes, and it was just standing there looking at me, and it looked me straight in the eyes, and oh my god, it gives me goosebumps when I'm talking about it. And I am not making this up. Like I said, I would never make up something that I believe in. So I definitely think that that was something bad, probably the same spirit that I always feel is kind of negative around me. Like, it's never threatened me, but it's just there to freak me out, I think, pretty much. Like, I've seen that thing, and I definitely believe that it was something negative. Pitch black eyes, that's definitely something negative. That's nothing that's positive whatsoever, but it was so freaky, and it was kind of like a monster, like in a horror movie or something. Like, you wouldn't expect to see something like that. So it was pretty freaky, but thankfully I rolled back over and I went to sleep, and I didn't experience anything else after that. Oh my gosh, guys, that's the first time I've ever experienced something like that, so it was pretty freaky. The next thing was when I was actually filming a video. It was during the day, and I want to say it was around like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and I was taking a thumbnail for the video that I had just got done making. And I think that this was this past summer, actually, 2016. And I had my windows, the blinds pulled up on my windows so I could look out. And as I was sitting there posing for this thumbnail, because I had a timer set on my camera, as I was sitting there posing for this thumbnail, out of the corner of my eye, I seen like a person standing there outside my window. And they were smiling at me. Ignore that clawing, my cat's in there, like, she's trying to get in my room. But, I'm not going to let her in here right now because I'm filming, so just try to ignore that clawing sound. She's clawing on my door right now. But this figure was just standing there smiling at me. And I thought that it was my dad, because my dad likes to, you know, tease me and play around with me and stuff. And sometimes when he's outside and I have my window open and he sees me or I see him, like, he'll just start laughing and goofing off, like, you know, teasing me like dads and like parents and stuff do. So I thought it was him. And it was standing there the entire time I was waiting for my timer to go off on my camera to take a thumbnail for this video. When I flipped my head around after I had took the thumbnail, the thing was gone. And I walked out into my living room, and I realized my dad was in our living room the entire time. I asked my mom, I was like, did he go outside? She was like, no, he did not go outside. Why? And I was like, was there anybody else that could have been outside around my window. She said, no, I wasn't outside, he wasn't outside. Like, they were eating, I think they were eating dinner at the time, so they definitely were not outside. And I didn't have neighbors up in the holler at the time, and my grandparents do live right beside me, but I think that they were inside too, or they were like on vacation or something. I don't remember, but I don't think that anyone was around our house at the time. And from the corner of my eye, it looked pitch dark. Like, it did not, I don't know why I thought it was my dad. I just thought that maybe my vision was just blurry because, you know, your peripheral vision, like, you can't really make out stuff like clearly as you can your front. I don't know why, but I thought that it was my dad, but it was like really dark. And after I had realized that it was not my dad, it was not anyone else, I got freaked out. Like, it gave me goosebumps. It's giving me goosebumps right now. But it was terrifying. Like, I really do believe that that was the same entity that I always see. Like, every time I see a dark figure or anything that seems negative, I believe that it's the same spirit. Like, as long as it's not hurting me, I think that that's fine. But it was terrifying. It was really creepy. Like, I mean, I wasn't even doing anything to get it to happen. It just kind of did. But yeah, that's never happened again since then. So I definitely believe that it was a spirit. The last paranormal experience involves Annabelle. And I don't even know if it's a paranormal experience, to be completely honest with you. I'm just kind of assuming that it was. But it could really be anything. It could actually be explainable, for all I know. Okay, so I have my Annabelle doll here, and I keep her on my bed every single day. Like, I'll put her out with the rest of my stuffed animals, and, you know, she'll just sit on my bed, and I don't really do anything to her. Like, I just leave her in my room as pretty much like a decoration. So she just sits on my bed, literally doing nothing. Sometimes I do spray Febreze in my room, so this could be the reason. This could be like a reasonable explanation. One day I was looking at my Annabelle doll, and I noticed she had some sort of stain on her dress. Now, like I said, I don't do anything to her. I just set her down on my bed. I'm pretty sure I don't really get her wet most of the time. Like, whenever I spray Febreze, I don't think that I get her wet. Yeah, I noticed that she had a stain, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'll take pictures afterwards. But she has a stain on her dress that kind of is like a brownish color, and it seeped through to the other side a little bit. So it's kind of like dried up blood, which is kind of freaky to me. And I smelt it. And yes, I do have 8 cats, but my cats never touch my doll. Like, my doll is always put away. They can never get to her. I don't think that it has anything to do with them. And it doesn't really have a smell to it. Like, if it was Febreze, I feel like it would have, like, some sort of smell. Now, it could have, like, barely missed it and made it wet, because I believe that Raggedy Ann dolls can get, like, water stains on their dresses after so long, which I'm not, like, a big expert on dolls, so I don't really know how you would clean it or get it off or how it happens. I know that they do get water stains, so it could be something to do with that. Or it could be something more sinister. Like, I don't know if it's paranormal. I'm just kind of assuming that, like, it's weird to me. You know, like, I didn't do anything to get the stain off her dress, so I don't know how she got it. So, it's very, very strange. And I looked on her stomach, and, like, there's nothing on her stomach. It didn't seep through to her stomach. So, it could be something. I just don't really know what, to be honest with you. Very, very strange to me, because I believe that the actual Annabelle doll had started to be getting, like, blood-like stains on her dress and on the cloth of her body, which really freaked me out, because I remember that from the Annabelle story. I'm a big Annabelle fan, so I know all about that. And when I was looking at it and I was thinking back on, like, the Annabelle story, I was like, holy shit. Like, is this what this is? But, like, she hasn't done anything weird. I haven't noticed anything odd with her. So, I mean, more than likely, it's just something got on her dress and stained it. Because, like I said, Raggedy Ann dolls do get, like, water stains after a while. But it's still creepy nonetheless, because I didn't know how it got there. So, yeah, and I do set her along with the other dolls. And most of the other dolls that I have on my bed didn't have any stains on them at all. Doll, which I used in my Haunted Doll short horror film, which if you guys haven't seen that, I'll leave that below so you can go watch it. She kind of has like a little bit of like, it looks like the same type of stain. And her clothes, for some reason right there, are like very fragile. It's kind of like it's like breaking and like dry rotting or whatever it's called. So I don't know if that has to do with it or not. She doesn't have it anywhere else. It's just on the back of her leg. And most of the time I do set her like right in the middle of Annabelle. So it could be something to do with her outfit. Like maybe it could be dry rotting and somehow it leaked through onto Annabelle's dress. But Annabelle was, I like to also point this out for those of you who do not know, Annabelle came from a toy store, so she was brand new. Like, she wasn't from an antique shop, she wasn't from anywhere else, she wasn't anybody else's, she was brand new. So she didn't have anything on her dress whenever I first got her, and I've had her for a few years now because I got her on, I want to say, like my 20th birthday. So I've had her for like 2 years now. She's never had a stain up until this past year. So that was what was very strange to me. But it's like very tough, her fabric of her outfit, this doll, which her name is Jersey, and it feels like it's kind of like breaking. So it could be something to do with that. And this was somebody else's doll. JR actually bought this for me at a con to this lady who was making like creepy dolls. But I don't think that she's haunted or anything like that because I haven't experienced anything with her. She's just an ordinary doll. Still very strange. So I found something on her, and then I have a Hello Kitty doll. And there's a little bit of the same type of stain on Hello Kitty's shirt and dress. So, I mean, I don't know where this is coming from. It could just be Febreze somehow slightly missed it. It doesn't have a smell at all though, which is very strange because like if it was Febreze, don't you think that it would have like a Febreze smell? It doesn't have a Febreze smell at all. It doesn't have a smell at all to it. So that's what's strange to me. I don't know where it came from. So if you have any ideas on where these stains could be coming from, please be sure to leave me a comment and let me know because I'm very curious and it's just, like, it's not like freaking me out, but it's weird. Yeah, leave me a comment and let me know if you guys know what that was. But those were all the paranormal experiences that I had for you guys this time around. Like I said, I see stuff and I experience stuff on a daily basis. I'm not saying that I'm like haunted and that my house is haunted or anything like that. Like, it's nothing bad, but I can see things that I feel like other people can't see. I mean, it's like slight things. It's not like major, and when I do have major experiences, talk about them in videos like I'm doing right now. So if I ever have any more paranormal experiences, I'll be sure to make another video on them. If I notice anything else with Annabelle or if anything else seems to happen, I will make a little update video for you guys and let you guys know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And please leave me a comment and let me know what you thought of these things. What do you think that these spirits are? Do you think that they're trying to warn me of something? Just let me know your thoughts. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. But yeah, I mean, nothing really came of it, but I feel like,